It is 8:33, Farm and Country 790 KXXX. I'm Joel Navarron. It's one thing when you're called to the principal's or the superintendent's office. You know you're in trouble. But when she comes to you, oh boy, we're in deep trouble now. It is Katina Brenn there, Superintendent of Colby School District. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Let's get you up closer to the mic there real quick. How are you today?
Wonderful. How
Fantastic.
are you doing?
We're doing well. All right. So you are here to talk about, and if you've been around town, you definitely have seen it. You see the Ag building that you guys are trying to raise funds for, the Ag Ed and Tech building. And I love not only around town, but on your website, you have like the little thermometer of,
yes,
we're getting closer, we're getting closer, we're getting closer. So let's talk about where we are, what is needed, and where are you right now as far as fundraising?
Well, what is needed as of this morning, because we just got another $5,000 donation over the weekend, what is needed is a little over $100,000, and we have met our $1.5 million goal.
No kidding.
So
yeah,
we have, and when I say we, it has been the community. We have a community committee who has really led this entire process, and so I am so grateful for their assistance. And they have been leading all of this fundraising and going talking to everybody and letting everybody know how important this building is to our future.
Let's talk about this building. This is something that has probably been needed here for a while, and it's probably something that the students and teachers and definitely the community alike have been looking for.
Definitely. So almost 30 years ago, we had a bond project in this district that built what is called our new high school, which is our high school, which is 30 years old. And at that time, when the first bond project went through and did not pass, we had an ag building on there. They downsized that process and downsized the entire building and said that they would add that stuff on later as they had the funds. Well, we are 30 years later and we still do not have an ag building. Mm-hmm. So I came to this district a little over 8 years ago, and we had a lot of deferred maintenance that we were doing, roofs and things like that, and we finally got to the point where instead of looking just at maintenance, we could start looking ahead of what do we really want and what do we really need. And three big projects came into play. One was den and field locker rooms and officials' rooms and restrooms. And then the second project was an auditorium, our historic auditorium at the K-8 building, a remodel. And then the third project was this Ag and Technology building. Our students were working out of the back of a transportation garage. Mm-hmm. Anytime that they needed to do projects and things like that were hands-on. Otherwise, they are learning ag in a classroom. And there are some things you can learn in a classroom, but there are definitely things that you need to be in a shop for.
Definitely hands-on.
Yes,
absolutely,
definitely hands-on, and especially in the community that we're in. You would think that we would have the state-of-art technology and ag facility, but we do not. And so we really need that for our community's sake, because we need to grow our students to become our next employees.
Absolutely, and to keep them in this area, because
yes.
Jerry Moran, Senator, was in here a few months ago, and that was one of the discussions, is a lot of the young people today are leaving the area. You see where a lot of them don't want to do the family farm thing. They want to move on. So you want to encourage them to stay in the area to do ag-related things. And so this is a perfect time for this building to come to pass.
And it is. And we're not trying to duplicate what Northwest Tech is doing. We actually partner really well with them. We have a junior-senior program where we actually take our students over to Northwest Tech, mm-hmm. and they are doing college courses while they're finishing up their high school career, so that we're passing the baton and hopefully getting them employed within our communities before they leave, and before they get a chance to leave us, they actually find value in getting employment in here. So we really need this facility to prep those students to be able to go to Northwest Tech. And so, and Colby Community College because of their ag program as well. So that is our goal, is that we have the facilities to prep them to go to our community colleges that are in our area prior to leaving us from high school, and that so that they can be planted within our community and solidified to be here before they leave our area.
Talking to Katina Brenn, Superintendent, Colby Schools, and finally going to get this ag building. Been a long time waiting. Where exactly is the building going to be located?
The building will be located behind the high school.
Okay.
That was always the intended location. It was right out the back doors, and they would at the end of the parking lot there, the staff parking lot, and they'd have that ground that's by the practice fields as well. And so, yeah, $100,000 more, and we can start this, because building projects with public schools is a little bit different. You have to encumber all of the money up front and have all of that money solidified. So in $100,000 more, and we can move on our building project.
So what is going to happen in this building? Is it one of these things where it's like it's strictly for the school, it's strictly for education, or is it kind of like Colby Event Center where, well, we're going to do shows in there too, or we're going to, how's that going to work?
Well, we really intend this to be an open site. We're going to have 2 classrooms in there and a shop. It's going to be 100 by 120 building size. And we want to collaborate with our business partners to do trainings in there. We want them to come in and train our students to things that we need in our community. So that'll be one thing. And then if our community partners need a training site, they'll be able to come into that facility and utilize it as a training site. But it will be just for ag.
Yeah.
It's not going to be used for any other area. We're going to have something that is just for them. They've done without for so long. It will be for them.
Is this, and I'm sure you've had a chance to look around in smaller and equal size and larger communities, do a lot of these markets and towns have this kind of ag building, and Colby's kind of last, or are you kind of heading and leading the forefront of this?
Well, definitely other communities have ag buildings.
Correct.
And they have shops and ag buildings and things. The size of this is bigger than what other communities would be, but we want to be able to grow into it. We don't want to build something that automatically is too small. And then we know that we have gone too small. So,
and here we go. Here's the fundraising to add on.
Add on, exactly. So we have thought in the future of what we'll need. We've also thought of the space to be flexible, so there's not going to be a lot of walls and compartments. We'll have the 2 classrooms, but the rest of it will be open bays. We have thought about walls and doors on every side and what we need to have that. So, and we've thought about the size of equipment that is utilized within our community and what would we really have in the building and things like that. So that's where our business partners came in. That they had all of that knowledge, and they were sitting at the table to help us draft this. And we have had, 5 or 6 kinds of drafts of the design. It has never gotten smaller as we sat at the table.
Fantastic. And sometimes that does. It starts off with this grand idea, and suddenly, well, we need to whittle it down to do this, and for specs we need to do this. And so it's nice that it was able to maintain and keep what it was supposed to be. We're talking to Katina Brenn, Superintendent of Colby Public Schools, talking about this new ag building, much needed here in Colby and in Thomas County and Northwest Kansas as well. So what kind of fundraising did you do throughout this? Was this kind of a door-to-door thing? Was it kind of just what worked best for you guys?
Fundraising was everything across the board. Our community members went door to door to other businesses, was trying to press upon people what we needed, down to concession stands, that people were hosting concession stands and giving all the money from the concession stand to us, to just jars at the concession stands, and community members were putting $5 bills in there. Every donation counted. Our school board allotted all of their donation money that they get each year to show that they were bought into these projects, and they made sure all of the money from their donations went in it as well.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, congratulations. This is going to be so much fun. It's going to be great for the students. It's going to be great for the community as well.
It will be.
It really is. All right, real quick, while I got you here, let's talk about Colby Public Schools. Here we are in the middle of February already.
Yes.
How's everything been going? How's the school year been for everybody and the students?
Honestly, it has been awesome. Every year past that word COVID has gone past, things have gotten more normal. Things are going great right now. We are, like you said, in February. We're past that big hump, and we're working towards state assessments and all of those things. I think things are going wonderfully. We're working on all the things we need to with accreditation and all of the things moving forward.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations. You deserve it. And I'm sure there's some folks over at the hospital going on. We're a bit jealous today because they've kind of in the same way. They've had this grand plan to expand the hospital over there, and it just takes a while.
It does.
And it'll happen for them too. But I tell you what, Colby Public Schools, you guys have something to be proud of. A community that got behind you to get this ag building done. And at the end of the day, the people that benefit the most are the students.
Yes, very much
That's
so.
the most important thing. Katina, best of luck to you. You're almost to the end of the year, believe it or not. Before you know it, it's going to be summer. But you know what? It's President's Day, so do you have? Well, they have the day off, don't they?
Students have the day off.
Nice.
Staff are in training today.
Staff are in training today. Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank
and
you.
If there's anything you need, please let us know. And I'm going to check you as we get closer to the end of this school year and see how things went.
All right.
Fantastic.
Thank you very
Thank you much, Katina Brenn from Superintendent of Colby Public Schools on that big ag building. We'll have this interview on our Facebook page as well too. So if you want to check it out and listen to it again, you can. It's 844 Farm and Country 790 KXXX.